had those boots absolutely years and hardly worn them, and that was because I bought them in the last sort of couple of times that we went camping and what have you, and then of course the wife's illness came along and that was the end of that. But I just thought, well, this weather, I may as well put them to use, hadn't I? But yeah, it's been trying to snow this morning. It's more like a wet, rainy, miserable sort of stuff. Anyway, let's go to town. Very wet and grey today here. It's strange really, because I know West Yorkshire's had a good covering of snow, and so has the Midlands. So yeah, seems a bit strange really. I mean, this area used to get some pretty hard winters, to be honest. You know, I can remember having to, you know, sort of, you know, I used to cycle all year, and I'd cycle in some of the shallower snow, and, you know, to get to work, you know, in my sort of late teens, early 20s and that. And then what would happen was, usually, as the snow got really bad, usually somebody at work would offer me, you know, a pickup or whatever. And it got so bad some years that my pickup couldn't get all the way to where I lived, so they dropped me off. And I can remember sort of like trudging sort of maybe a mile home through sort of, in places, waist deep. So, you know, it's changed a lot. I mean, I know, like, you know, we're nearer to the coast here than a lot of it, so the salt air tends to keep some of it down a bit. But I know even in Bridlington on the seafront, it can really quite sort of chuck it down quite severe. It just doesn't stay long because of the salt, of course, in the air. But yeah, it's cold though. It is cold. I mean, we're what, 2 degrees today. I know last night I took the grandson to the skate park again, the indoor one, although you wouldn't believe it was indoor. You do need a coat when you go there, definitely. I mean, you can see there is a big gas heater hanging from the ceiling there, but I doubt they ever use it, to be honest. It's one of the big sort of Resnor ones. Yeah, I don't think they use it. It's yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what the temperature was inside, but driving home, I think it was about 0 degrees when I dropped him off at home, and then on my way back to our house it dropped down to -1. Yeah, -1, dark, taking it easy. So yeah, I mean, all the major roads around here get gritted, and the main road through our village gets gritted. It's just all the side roads, so don't bother with those, of course. But yeah, it's like I say, it's cold enough for a snow. We're just not seeing any. Yeah, it's tried, you know, just a little light flutter here and there, but that's it. So yeah, those boots I was on about. Yeah, we used to do a fair bit of walking before the wife got ill. When we did our holidays, it was our favourite holidays were camping. Lake District, Scotland, you know, Yorkshire Dales, wherever's picturesque, and, you know, we didn't take TVs or anything like that. We took one mobile phone for if we got into difficulties, and that was it. You got all these people that used to take electric hookup and a TV set, and you used to think, what are you doing? You know, this is an outdoors holiday area. But yeah, and we used to do a lot of walking, you know, on the fells in the Lake District, stuff like that. You know, even when it was snowing. The wife wasn't too pleased about that. Like, she's not a lover of snow. especially now. Now she feels the cold a lot more now. But yeah, so those boots, I think it was because what happened was, when the wife's illness came on, we were actually on holiday at the time. That was like the start of it. And she just woke up one morning, and it was the time that she decided she fancied a change, so we borrowed a caravan. And you know, she woke up one morning about halfway through the holiday. In fact, it might have been within the first couple of days actually. And she woke up and she had pain in her hips. So we took her to a doctor there, and of course all they can do is just give her the strongest painkiller they're allowed to give her and say, go and see your doctor when you get home. I mean, we actually did cut the holiday short in the end by a couple of days. But you know, it was a barrage of tests and stuff like that. And basically, it was exactly a year later, we were back in the Lake District again, this time with the trailer tent. Now, obviously, she needed a lot more physical help by this time, on crutches, and we'd hire a wheelchair for long days out. And basically, we got a call from the daughter saying the doctor's called, he wants you to call him. So I actually pulled over at a phone box in Glenridding, down the side of one of the lakes. If you know the Lake District, some of you will probably know it. But I pulled into this car park, we used the phone box there, she called the doctor, and he told us basically, you've got a cyst on your spine. He didn't fully explain it. We found out later he didn't want to fully explain it because he didn't want to ruin the rest of the holiday. And we managed one more year after that. But it was on one of those, I can't remember which one, was when I bought these boots that I'm wearing. They are a good stout walking boot. So obviously they haven't seen as much action as they should have done. I mean, I sort of broke them in, but then when I got them out again, I've had to sort of break them in again a little bit because they've gone a bit sort of stiff and crusty. Not crusty as in grim, you know, just they've gone a bit sort of stiff and crunchy, I suppose is the word I was looking for. So I'm just sort of like walking them in again a bit. But yeah, I mean, they're giving my ankles a lot more support and what have you, so I thought, you know, while the weather's like this, and the main reason for digging them out though wasn't actually for the weather, it was more a case of I had been through to my daughter's house a few nights ago to bleed the oil back through on her oil burner. She hadn't had it on for a while, and basically when you bleed it through, you do have to let a little bit of oil go, and I ended up with it all down my jeans, and it was all over my trainers, so everything had to go to wash twice. I mean, I don't know if any of you are familiar with it. Heating oil absolutely stinks. To you American guys, that's kerosene, type C2 I believe we use in this country. But yeah, it absolutely stinks to the high heavens, and even washing it takes some getting out. I mean, I can still smell it slightly on the sleeve of my cardigan, and I can still smell it fairly strongly in my trainers, but it should air out. So they are dry now, but of course they're very, very dry now, so I'm going to have to sort of wear those in again. But I just thought I may as well stick with the boots for a bit. So I haven't got my hat on, I forgot that, I left it at home. But yeah, I'm still feeling well under the weather, guys. It sort of came back and hit me again. I had a few really bad nights early to middle of this week. It's eased off again a little bit now, but I'm still all full of crap basically. So yeah, I'll probably end up cutting this vlog short, guys. My throat's pretty sort of sore now, and you know, it's that time of the year, isn't it? Although I haven't had my flu vaccine with it, which I should have done by now. I did get the letter through last week, I believe. So I need to actually ring the doctors and arrange a time for that. You know, it's just the nurses that do it normally. You just go in, sleeve up, is your name this is your date of birth, yes, bang, in the arm and you're out the door. So yeah, I do need to arrange that, although it's probably a bit late now. It's like shutting the stable door after the horse has bolted, doesn't it? So Yeah, but anyway, I'm going to go in now. What time are we at? What time was it? I didn't see. Yeah, I need to start thinking about getting the tea on now anyway, guys. Back out to the shed. It's just too, there's no way that you can go inside at the minute. It's just too noisy. TVs, people asleep, it's just, nah. Yeah, the wife's having a bit of a snooze, so. Oh, dear me. Still trying to snow a little bit outside, but nothing. It's not managing anything. I mean, it clouded over last night, and I know there's been talk of this sort of snowstorm coming down. I mean, I know London's copped it as well and stuff like that, but just haven't really seen much of it at all here. Just looking at some spiders. There's one there. Yeah, they're all coming in where it's a little bit warmer at the minute, isn't there? There's a lot of webs about, but there's one on the move up there. It's just tucked itself in, it saw me looking at it. But yeah, so like I say, guys, I'm keeping this one short. One thing I did want to say, I've just been looking back at the footage on this as I've been editing what's been sort of gone before it, sort of thing. And it's I thought that there was some smearing on the lens or something. It's all looking a bit sort of fluffy, and what I've done is I've gone down to the 1080 30 frames a second on this one. Yeah, 1080 30 frames a second. And it's, I don't know, it's just not, it's just got this real fluffy look about it. So I'm going to have a look at the settings before I go out and do any more after this vlog, and see what I think. But I might end up going back to the 4K because that gave much clearer image quality, I think. So I don't know whether it's just the 1080 on this camera isn't as good as you think, or what's quite possible. I mean, at the end of the day, it is made as a 4K sports camera, and although really, as a sports camera, you need to be running up to 60 frames per second, don't you? This is 30. To get it up to 60, you've got to drop to 720p. Which means that from that point of view, it's not much cop as a sports camera, really. So, yeah. But yeah, like I say, after this vlog, I'm going to have another good look at it. Still waiting for the updates for Final Cut, although I wouldn't, if it turned up today, I wouldn't have upgraded until after I'd edited this, like. But I did get some, something like your plugins and stuff like that. Or there's one, it runs alongside it, it's FX Factory. And what it is, it manages the plugins for Final Cut that you buy from FX Factory. And that had an update. So it was a warning of possible render problems if I didn't update. So I went and checked it and updated it all and everything. It's fine since then. So obviously, I mean, it's imminent any time. It's just a matter of waiting for it to happen. Been applying for more jobs as usual, getting turned down more. Some of them take ridiculous amounts of time. I even had one agency. It's one that I'd not heard of before, so I sort of checked them out a bit first, and they rang me out of the blue about a job that was just down the road, but he had got it all wrong. They wanted somebody with more of an electrical engineering background for the job, which, I mean, it's a shame really, because it would have been a good job for me. It's just down the road at Carnaby. But yeah, I mean, I've applied for more. I've applied for a couple of jobs for the same firm, actually. They want a yardman at 2 of their sites, so freezer's just kicked in. So yeah, it's just a case of keep applying, keep your fingers crossed, isn't it, at the end of the day. I keep seeing quite a few sort of factory jobs, but at the minute they're either giving you short, rubbishy shifts, or, it's not worth having them, sort of thing, because there's not enough hours put there for you. Or what they're doing is they want night shifts, which unfortunately I can't really do. It just wouldn't fit in properly with the way life is for me, with the wife and everything. So unfortunately I can't do those. But yeah, it's a shame really, because there's a fair few sort of night shifts. I mean, they're all just basic wage, like 0 hours contracts, that sort of thing. but it would, you know, get me through Christmas sort of thing. So, you know, but anyway, guys, my throat is absolutely killing me. I've had my beef dinner, and now I'm going to go and get warm, finish editing this, and have an early night, I hope. But that bit remains to be seen. So, yeah, do take care of yourselves, guys, and I will see you next week. Hopefully a bit better, feeling a bit better than I am now. So, cheers, guys. See you.